Katy!
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Bezos.
For justice of Jesus.
Oh, so they bowed down.
Pythagoras.
You and your cackling bimbo friends? No.
Glass ceiling breaking win for women is basically complete bullshit.
I wouldn't have seen anybody that looked like me, either by race or by gender.
So difficult and so hard.
Well, because we were so well trained in
practicing how to get into and out of the New Shepard capsule.
Out of that last training run, we were ready.
Yes.
Helping cover pioneers. When you're the first, you need others to follow for there to be more.
Mae Jameson.
This is dress up and TikTok and Instagram moments. It is not anything authentic.
Going up Space Mountain. More appropriately, Space Mountain.
Space Mountain. Nothing frivolous about what we did.
There's nothing frivolous about what we did.
See that girl?
You're just screaming.
1, 2, 3, taking up space!
Meanwhile, we have a real smart and strong female astronaut over here who is not just taking up space, she has the knowledge to control that space, help maintain that space, and do something productive in that space. Then, we don't just call that taking up space, right? So this is a scale of patriarchy to feminism in my mind. American ideology smack right in the middle, where men and women are equal.
We need to kill all men.
Men can cry. It's okay to be weak.
Women's rights. But we can't define what a woman is. But also men can be women. And no uterus, no opinion. But also men can get pregnant. Men are oppressing us. But also, it's okay if biological men take over our spaces and our sports. Women are so over-sexualized in this culture, but it's empowering if women are the ones sexualizing themselves. Are you guys quite done yet? Like, are you okay? Can someone check on the feminists?
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh.
So, what radical feminists created is the woke ideology. So what is this woke ideology? It's difficult to define because everyone has a different definition.
Woke is an adjective derived from African American vernacular English meaning alert to racial prejudice and discrimination. It has since evolved to encompass a broader awareness of social inequalities such as sexism, and has been used as shorthand for American left ideas involving identity politics and social justice. Woke culture refers to a cultural movement characterized by a heightened awareness of social justice issues, particularly issues of race, gender, and sexuality. Woke can be traced back to African American activist and author William Melvin Kelly, who used the term in his 1962 novel. In the 2008 song Master Teacher by Erykah Badu, the term also gained widespread usage in social justice circles, particularly in the wake of the Me Too movement. Critics, on the other hand, argue that it has led to a culture of cancel culture and political correctness, stifling free speech and creating a climate of fear and division.
Woke. You've been hearing this word a lot lately, right? It shows up in hashtags, hashtag stay woke, which is usually accompanied with hashtag proud feminist. When you're woke, you never ever hear of sexual assault and think, what time was it? Where was she? What was she wearing?
That is not what the term means anymore. And this is because over time, the term woke has been completely hijacked. Its meaning has become vague, ambiguous, and has been almost erased completely. They're programmed to believe that it's wrong and it's woke, and these groups have all become so powerful and they're indoctrinating people and they're indoctrinating children. And this is how and why the term woke has become completely perverted. Of course, it is no longer a message to describe or a term to describe activism, social justice. They are using a term that, much like I'm offended, just serves to shut down the conversation, dismiss people's concerns, and disqualify their participation in those discussions. So understand the term itself has been perverted.
And you know, we have to stay woke. Like, everybody needs to be woke. And you can talk about if you're the wokest or woker, but just stay more woke than less woke.
So let's see it in practice.
Hello, Democrats. Hey, I am speaking.
and I would love your attention. There is a black woman at this podium, and I deserve your attention like the 11 people who went before me. Yes, I am speaking.
Good evening, Democrats. Look up here. 3 strong black women standing before you. 3 black women who, rather than just grabbing a chair, ran for chair.
Te quiero mucho, Papa. Gracias por todo. My name is Artie Blanco, Freddie Blanco's daughter. Vote for me for vice chair.
Look at this room, y'all. Truly take it in. This is the Democratic.
Each candidate will have 30 seconds, and we'll start with Dr. Quintessa Hathaway.
Good evening, everyone. It is my desire to be the next DNC chair, and I just want to give you all a little bit of something that's been on my heart here over the last couple of days. You fight on, you fight on, you fight on, you fight on. When your government is doing you wrong, you fight on, oh, you fight on.
Specify that when we have a gender non-binary candidate or officer, the non-binary individual is counted as neither male nor female, and the remaining 6 offices must be gender balanced. With the results of the previous 4 elections, our elected officers are currently 2 male and 2 female. In order to be gender balanced, we must elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. So again, this is what we have to do for this vice chair race. We have to elect 1 male, 1 female, and 1 person of any gender. To ensure our process accounts for male, female, and non-binary candidates, we conferred with our RBC co-chair, our LGBT caucus co-chair.
Is putting cross-dressers in children's classrooms,
drag queens are princesses come to life or superheroes. So I think to them, things like being fluid with their identities comes really naturally.
It's amazing, and I believe you can do all 3 of those things, okay?
Please, Mommy, I took a poopy.
Hi, love. Here are 3 ways to disrespect your elders. And all you need to do is ask, what do you mean? I don't get it. Could you explain that? Be innocent. Number 2, feel no guilt. Don't do extra. Don't go above and beyond. Don't show up.
The book Genderqueer, which is in Preston Middle School, along with many other inappropriate books. This illustration from Genderqueer shows a naked man on his knees with a full erection while fondling a nude little boy's erect penis. Please explain to the public the literary value of this material and what and why it is appropriate to provide this filth to children. You are all criminals, and one day you'll answer to these crimes and the harm that you have caused. In book, that is a child sucking a child. This is in Preston Middle School. Take your children out of these government schools.
It's putting hormone therapy under the disguise of gender-affirming care.
My mom doesn't matter if I am gay or lesbian or any of that. She doesn't care. All she cares about is that I'm a part of it. And if I'm not a part of it, she'll try to convince me to join it.
What? Are you saying right now?
Facts.
That I would convince you to join what?
The LGBTQIA+ community.
And chopping off little boys' dicks and little girls' breasts. Is pushing a crazy and racist narrative in cartoons.
Black people can't marry white people.
What if you were born with a penis and you know you're a girl inside?
How bad have things gotten? Seriously.
There is a gay beaver with top surgery scars on Blue's Clues.
Doesn't it just fill you with pride, showing who you are on the inside?
Not particularly.
The slaves built this country. White supremacy.
They just showed the KKK and a burning cross on the Proud Family.
Woke ideology is saying America is sexist because the CEO position isn't 50-50 amongst male and female. They push narratives saying white straight males are evil.
The only
ones that should be deported are the white people because no white people actually belong in this country.
So where are you going?
Just to white people.
No.
Why not?
Listen, educate yourself on racism. You cannot be racist to white people.
But how? Why?
If you look it up, you'll understand. Cracker.
That's racist?
It's not racist. There's a difference.
If it was the other way around, then I'm racist.
Yes, because who was enslaved?
Why are we throwing it back that far?
Who was enslaved?
Oh my gosh. We all know that you can be racist towards white people, right? In fact, that is the in thing right now. It's popular, it's trendy, it's viral. If you want to have racial animosity towards a group of people, white people is the one to pick, right? Because we've just decided that they are the punching bags of the modern era. And that seems to be the idea that she is so openly sharing in this video. It's kind of sad that you can be racist so openly. I mean, right in the middle of a busy public street, you can throw, racial epithets at people.
As a white person, if you are not constantly talking to your family and friends and basically shaming them into caring about the issues, you're not doing your fucking job as a white person. You're just not. Yesterday, I was successfully able to shame people into staying at the protest.
We ask for forgiveness from our black brothers and sisters for years and years of racism, of systematic racism.
They say Black lives are the only lives that matter.
We were almost held at gunpoint to make sure that this movement was successful and this movement represented all the forward movement of Black people.
You've been following Black Lives Matter more broadly.
From the start, $1 billion, Dan, they don't know where it is. There's an umbrella organization. There's the national organization, that's Black Lives Matter. Page was convicted of defrauding. You have systemic corruption at the top with the president of BLM, Patrice Cullors, 4 years ago. She was called out for buying mansions. I think she's up to 4. She has 1 in Los Angeles, 1 in the Atlanta area, 1 in New Hampshire, and 1 in Toronto, Canada. So where is all this money going? There's no accountability, and there hasn't been from the start. Everybody was so happy to feel good, and no one asked, is anyone doing any good? So clearly they've made absolutely no difference unless you happen to be the president of one of these groups, and then I guess your pocketbook has had a huge difference.
Mr. Bongino, Patrick Crucius was white, is that correct?
Sir, I have no idea of his, I don't know his parentage.
He was white.
Again, I don't know why you're making a racial thing.
Reclaiming my time. Yeah. Because Black lives matter, sir.
Yeah, all lives matter, sir. Every single life matters.
They push affirmative action and DEI policies. They push racist hiring practices in corporate America.
The first Black woman I hired, it was like, okay, great, fantastic. Oh, we didn't even know she existed. I was like, I know, I got her. And then the second one, it was like, okay. The third one, it was like everybody kind of paused. And then by the time the fourth one came along, yeah, I got the call, which was like, is there anything... Got the call from HR. Yeah. Is there anything wrong with the candidates that we are sending you?
Oh, no.
And I was like, no, totally fine. They're like, well, it seems as if you're hiring a certain type of person. And I was like, yes, you are correct.
It sounds bad. Well, it gets worse when you hear her own mouth talk.
Who is your team? Validate has a team of mostly all people of color. We have no white people on our team. I did that because I wanted to create a safe environment.
Oh, so if a team... No white people. That's a safe environment. No white people. Okay. Why isn't Chicago safe? Huh.
And I know the best way for an environment to be safe is to be around people who are just like me.
They are fat influencers who want all other women to be fat, just like them.
Did you know that because you're fat, you're unhealthy?
Hi. Actually, you couldn't be more incorrect. Actually, weight is not an indicator of health. There are so many other things to look at to determine whether or not one has health. Met with lose weight, that will be the cure. It is lazy medicine. 95 to 98% of diets fail. They fail for a reason, because they do not work. I'm fat and I'm healthy.
This is me taking a rest on my stairs because I'm not feeling good, as you can hear in my voice. I'm proud of this moment because when I was 730 pounds, there was a time I couldn't even make it up the bed.
You know why being overweight is one of the smartest things you can do? Just imagine a zombie apocalypse and there's no more food left. All the overweight people have the food in their tummy.
As a therapist, I do a lot of work with clients on improving their relationships with their bodies to be free from the fat phobia.
I just want to be appreciated.
It's hot. It's hot in Georgia, and all my clothing is restricting and tight, so I just sitting there naked. It's like a pig in a way, and wallow and roll over to get like the back of my leg.
I can't do it. Okay. Do you need it back further? Just shut the door. Okay. Ready? I'm not gonna fit. Okay, put your leg. Can you move over? I can't do it. You want me to try it again? I can't, honey. I can't do it. I can't. It's not working. I just want to go back inside. If Kirsten doesn't take some dramatic steps to change her eating, she's going to lose her mobility.
This woman, Deja Blanding, is suing Lyft, and it's got the internet divided. So let's talk about her. So Deja, also known by her rapper name, Dank DeMoss, or more simply, Big Dank, is a musician in Detroit who, and this is relevant to the story, weighs nearly 500 pounds according to the Express Tribune. So the way the story goes is that earlier this month, she ordered a Lyft ride to a Detroit Lions watch party, but when the driver arrived in his sedan, he apparently told her that he couldn't let her inside, and that's when she started filming.
Yeah, I got no space at home. My car is small.
That he didn't think they could support her weight, with him then telling her that he'd cancel the ride so she wouldn't be charged and suggesting that she order a larger vehicle instead. And so then Blanding posts that video to TikTok and Instagram where they then go viral and get picked up by several news sites. But now, like I said, she has taken it a step further. She has filed a lawsuit against Lyft for discrimination.
My buddy's a piece. Trapped in her own bed, she is entirely dependent on her 6 daughters to take care of her.
We never had a childhood. She been bedbound forever.
And every day, her health is getting worse.
Nana, please come in, I can breathe.
Here's your reminder that fat phobia is rooted in racism. As always, if you haven't read this book, go do that. The message they spread was that Black women specifically were ravenous and uncontrollable, and these barbaric traits made them fat. Over the years, these messages have become more subtle, but even today, they are still very prevalent in conversations around race, health, capitalism, and poverty.
So woke is basically a joint force of minorities with insecurities who wants to change the world to fit their ideals and standards, basically. Make everyone lazier so it's easier for them to catch up. And they understood they have more power in numbers. So they all join forces together to destroy our history, language, culture, and our childhood fantasies. I believe in supporting those minority groups. I don't believe in society should be a cookie cutter where you have to fit a certain mold or you'll be shunned. But I also believe in fairness and respect for creativity. For example, if you really wanted to make a strong female leader who is Black, why not write a new creative story? It took 2 German brothers, Jacob Grimm and Wilhelm Grimm, to stay up countless nights squeezing out their creativity to write this wonderful story from scratch. Beginning to the end, about a girl who was whiter than any other white girls in Europe, and named her Snow White. Not regular white, but Snow White. So, there could have been a story about a beautiful Black girl named Galaxy Black, and a whole story about her, a story many Black people can resonate with. Do Black people resonate with a girl abandoned in a magical forest, surrounded by a bunch of white European dwarfs, with a big European-style castle that was never built in Africa? No. We loved Black Panther because it was an original story, not race swapping. A creative story with ties to their ancestors' geographical location, family relationships, and life. And okay, you might accuse me of being a racist, so hear this example. If they were going to race swap Little Mermaid, why not actually pick a beautiful Black girl? Why pick a Black girl that every Black man said was ugly? I think Amala Ikempunobi would have been a better fit to be a Little Mermaid. She felt like she lost her voice when she left her political group. She felt like the whole society was against her when she was an activist. She sacrificed her young identity's ideal to evolve, to ultimately find meaning in her own voice. She actually has a feminine body style that is more fragile, like the original Ariel was as well. And for LGBTQ plus community, I totally respect up to LGBT. Lesbian respect biology and love women. Gay respect biology and love men. Bisexuals respect biology and love both. Trans people respect biology and used to be after you transitioned, but after the Q plus all the other letters joined, they started disrespecting biology, lied on their passports and documents, and entered female sports and bathrooms before their transition surgery.
Don't get in my face. Don't get in my face. Do not get in my face.
In there, a little girl, like use the men's bathroom.
Okay. I'm a woman. What's it matter?
Watch your kids at the park. Please pay attention to where they're going.
You can either leave or you can deal with it. You're going to have to move. You're going to have to move. Oh, easy. You're going to have to move.
Oh, no.
Like, whatever the emotional people say, we just gotta believe them now and let them do whatever the fuck they want. Go into girls' locker rooms, bathrooms, etc. So, it was a secret message by Jeff Bezos, who lost half his fortune to his ex-wife Mackenzie Scott because of this crazy woke feminist ideologies, who became the wealthiest woman in the world for the achievement of staying married to a very intelligent man who made Amazon for 26 years, making him a nice sandwich. Well, if you divorce someone, shouldn't you also lose the life that partner created and provided? Let's say we can't get more than $10 million for alimony. Is that fair? Because Mackenzie Scott got $36 billion. Is that okay for our society? What does that tell a young girl who worked so hard her whole life building her company from scratch? Well, Mackenzie Scott is way wealthier than you and getting more publicity and respect in society. And to get there was to divorce a wealthy man. Then many retarded girls will want to divorce if their partner is wealthy and doesn't look sexy to them anymore, isn't it? Or grow a generation of gold diggers, OnlyFans girls, and girls who want to have sex with 1,000 men in 24 hours. I believe the same way even if it's the other way around. If a woman was a wealthy entrepreneur and the husband was a stay-at-home dad making sandwiches, he shouldn't get half her money either during their divorce. So, it was Mr. Bezos' awareness campaign to the world about toxic feminism. And the reason why we should stop using that word and all the toxic ideologies that came with it. Just like how we moved away from toxic masculinity and patriarchy. It's time to move on from using the word feminism. These bimbos obviously didn't know the real mission. The message flew right above their heads. Just like some hidden messages in children's cartoon where the children can't see it, only the adults can. And some women like these bimbos like to stay as a child forever. Well, at least in their brain, not their face. She aged like milk. Some of the unfairness men faced because of toxic feminism was Johnny Depp and Amber Heard's case and many false sexual assault accusations, unfair trials in divorce court for men especially when it comes to child custody, mom forcing a son to transition, mom killed a loving father's baby, mom abusing a man's child, how a feminist calculate gender pay gap, how less than 10% of women are founders of a company but want the CEO position to be 50-50 split even between genders, how women don't want equality when it comes to military drafting and the lower parts of the corporate ladder, and when they are a founder of a company like Elizabeth Holmes, they are a scammer, smearing the efforts of other good female CEOs. How a woman cannot handle when anything about a woman is criticized, and many more examples of toxic feminism. Man loves to criticize each other. We don't give a shit. NS31 mission was specifically about the gender pay gap and the 50-50 gender split for CEO positions. More than 90% of companies are founded by men, which means each male individuals in that 90% was a separate human being, not some one big group taking over the world, working hard in different locations, taking risk at a different time, starting a company, reducing risk while growing the company, stabilizing the company, maintaining the company, and sometimes reaching IPO level. And then, society afterward realized, wait a second, 90% of men took the risk and became 90% CEO in our society, And only 10% of women started a company, but once 50-50 even split for CEO position amongst genders. That literally means 40% of undeserving women are stealing a CEO position away from a man who built that company from scratch. Do you understand why you can't just look at the outcome of the statistics? You need to see the whole picture. Why are there more male CEOs than female CEOs? Well, look around you. How many of your female college friends are taking a risk to start a company? Or are they stuck in the same job they've been doing for years? How many girls are starting a OnlyFans or becoming a live streamer, shaking their ass for money instead? How many guys start OnlyFans, or are they ashamed to do it? How many guys try to start a company? How many guys switch jobs every few years? I bet you found a lot of guys who try to start their own company or look for a new job after a few years. Many fail, sure, but some succeed and become a CEO of their own company. Should he give it up now because the CEO positions are not 50-50 split amongst the gender? No. You need to educate young females to stop being Hollywood bimbos and start something more meaningful. And I'm not against women or anything. I believe many women are smarter and stronger than useless men. I am guessing about 25 to 35% of men in our society are fat or stupid sissies who are useless. They run slower than most women. And some are so bad that they are in prison, mental hospitals, or at a pride parade. Just kidding about the pride parade. You can do whatever the fuck you want with your time and your body. I don't give a shit. But I'm keeping my righteous mindset in the societal gene pool. You guys are not. I believe every human has a subconscious sensor inside our own brain that stops crazy ideas from spreading. And I think they're cutting off their own dicks and removing their uterus because they know they're narcissistic and they're bad for our society in the long run. We just need to endure literally one generation and all of them are gone. Unless they brainwash our kids because they can't have a kid of their own. We also have prisons and mental hospitals for women too. You guys didn't forget that, right? Women say they are an expert in lying and then turn around to say trust all Me Too women no matter what. Don't question them. What the hell? I love smart, good, and logical women. And I still believe that our society is mostly filled with smart, good, and logical men and women. And it's just our media who is not shining the light on the right types of people. Like in this example, rewarding a Hollywood female bimbos over real female astronauts. And I am against the patriarchy and all the negative ideologies that grew from that as well. And I would vote for female leaders too, if they are as smart as Candace Owens, not dumb like Kamala Harris. Do you see the difference here? If I say I don't support Kamala Harris, then you call me a sexist and a racist. But then, what if I say I support Candace Owens, the sentence after that? Yeah, we should just judge an individual's intelligence and character without looking at their skin color or gender. Beautiful face and body is a bonus, for sure. But what matters is something inside their brain and their heart and the decision they made to spit whatever they spit out of their own mouth. I am against the usage of the word feminism because the word itself has a sexist connotation. Just like patriarchy. And many beautiful women agrees with me. And I am not going to get into the details about how communism started feminism or how corporatism started feminism to get more human resources in their workforce, okay? There are plenty of videos out there where a beautiful woman explains that for you. If I say it, it might sound sexist. But I am giving you some keyword search terms for you to explore on your own. Because we live in a sea of media contents, and the keyword you search determines what kind of contents you will see. So asking the right question became more important than ever. I call that keyword search intelligence. But anyways, back to the bimbos in space story. Blue Origin launched on April 14th, 2025. The mission includes Aisha Bowe, Amanda Nguyen, Gayle King, Katy Perry, Kerianne Flynn, and Sánchez. They had an 11-minute of Mr. Bezos' dick ride to outer space and came back down, extremely safely inside the beautiful tip of Mr. Bezos' huge rod. Like Earth was masturbating into space, not fertilizing another planet or the moon, wasting our rocket fuels, resources, and an opportunity to learn something. And this time, it's not the healthy white sperm cells that flew out, it was blue sperm cells, because they're from blue balls. By the way, if you want to see humanity reach new heights, follow SpaceX. They are actually doing something amazing and productive, not masturbating like Blue Origins, carrying celebrity bimbos. SpaceX launches to fertilize planets like Mars. Oh, so quick note. Everyone calls our planet Mother Earth, but to me personally, I think our planet is the only male planet in our solar system. Literally, all other planets are floating eggs waiting to be fertilized by Earth. I call them astro eggs. Earth is a male planet that just sometimes masturbates for no reason, or actually tries to get up one of the planets pregnant with our XX or XY cells. Rockets are Earth. You know what it is. And no other planets have that. Not even the moon. So more accurately, it should be Father Earth and Mother Sky. Earth can exist without humans, but humans can only exist if we have an atmosphere that protects us from the sun. Very, very motherly womb environment for humans to grow in. So, my theory is, some patriarchal dude in history switched that up to Mother Earth and Father Sky because he thought the sky was higher and better, ignoring science and relationships between different elements. But anyways, back to the story. Of course, these little bimbos are going to feel a certain type of emotion on his disco stick. They always do. They are real emotions for sure, I bet. It's like when you skydive, or bungee jump, or ride a roller coaster, or parachute, or climb to the top of a building for the first time, or having your first massive orgasm. Yo, if Katy Perry and Gayle King tried skydiving, they're going to be screaming that they are a goddess who can fly afterwards in their interviews. Like if you say divine feminine.
Divine feminine right now.
What the fuck does that even mean all of a sudden? You tripped on acid and held a daisy in your hand. Well, to be fair, if a guy was tripping on acid with a hammer in his hand and was sent to space, he would say, divine masculine. I am Thor, the god of thunder. So, it proves these bimbo women are so in their own heads and narcissistic, thinking they are so important, they accidentally displayed all their arrogance, narcissism, privilege, and lack of intelligence to the whole wide world. Even pissing off other women. That's when the feminist movement is over. Making the whole society start to think, wait, maybe we shouldn't give too much money and attention to these OnlyFans girls. Well, these space bimbos are the last generation's OnlyFans girls, so they lost a lot of popularity already, which is when they start pretending to be smart and wise, because they don't have any value in the beauty industry anymore. But listen to what they are saying. They haven't developed their brain their whole life, so they can't pretend to be smart at age 40 all of a sudden. So, let me tell you a story of a real female astronaut. There were 2 astronauts stuck in space for 9 months because of Joe Biden. Butch Wilmore and Suni Williams. 2 American scientists were stuck for 9 months in space, not knowing if they could survive. When Elon Musk saved them, the news didn't even cover that much. Why? Because he supports Donald Trump now. After 9 months of near-death experience, if Suni Williams kissed the ground, it would have been touching. It would have been a very emotional moment. If she said she's grateful for Mother Earth, where she can now feel safe and stable, not about to die in space, it would have been very touching. Could have been a huge progress for women's history. Women lost in outer space for 9 months came back to tell her story. I would have loved to learn about how she managed to survive for 9 months. What did she do for water, food, and waste? How about oxygen? Did she encounter technical problems or unforeseen issues? What did she learn as she spent 9 months in real zero gravity? How did it feel being isolated from the rest of the world for 9 months without communication? Not 11 minutes. Aisha Bowe posted this bullshit on Instagram saying she'll be doing research for a few minutes in space. She quotes, "We explored how crops like sweet potatoes and chicken peas grow in microgravity, work that supports future food systems." Except she took that picture on the ground and forgot to bring it to space. What the fuck, bro? So when people say fake it till you make it, it happens when you actually have the skill, but then you don't feel confident enough. You fake your confidence so your great idea can make it to the real world. That is what they meant. It did not mean straight up lying, saying you're an astronaut and a scientist doing research when you're just a bimbo taking selfies in space. So, these bimbos could have gone up and down from space 6 times while I took my daily 30-minute showers. And if there was a problem up there, they would have freaked out, screamed, and cried and gave hell to the men who were trying to fix the problem to save their ass.
That screaming
Oh
inside
my
the
god, why
capsule.
are they screaming so
And all
much?
3 pairs.
When a bunch of bimbos scream like this, even the smartest man in the world cannot just think in that moment. It's just so hard to focus. So Jeff Bezos had to make a point to the whole world, loud and clear, by making these super feminists kneel and bow down to him.
Katy!
Thank you. Oh, are they all bowing down to Jeff Bezos after coming down? It's like a ritual for Jeff.
Thank you, Jesus.
Oh, so they then making these women call him God, Jesus, and thanking him and hugging him afterwards. Because any logical person knows it was Jeff Bezos and his Blue Origin's team of engineers that brought them down safely when these women said, "Thank God for bringing us down safely." Oh, but Aisha forgot to thank her God. She won't be invited next time.
Gosh.
Wrong reaction.
Yeah, wrong reaction. She might not even get her 2 spacesuit to put into her 2 museums.
Well, I would like my spacesuit to go to 2 places. One, there's a museum in the Bahamas, and then also here in the United States.
Oh.
So I actually asked for like 2. And the reason for that is I wanted to have a memorial. The flight suit, first of all, we look good. It's amazing. Like as I pulled up the zipper, I felt like a superhero. And that was at the top of my mind when I was zipping up the suit.
Then he made these 6 queens train to get on his huge rod safely.
Practicing how to get into and out of the new Shepherd
They learn how to go in and out.
Group also practiced how to put on and take off their seatbelts. then you go out. Oh,
Wait,
once
what the
again,
hell?
ladies.
That's it? Make them feel pride in that 2 days of brainwashing. Then launch these 6 bimbos into space with a rocket design that looks as close to his rod as possible compared to any other rocket design in the history of humankind of all rockets. Then safely returning them on the tip of his rod and keeping them trapped in there unnecessarily long until he gives them permission to exit.
Her mouth, but really her heart.
And is that and that was not supposed to happen. Let's rewind it back.
Her
Oh, I don't think you ladies were scripted to open that door just yet, but I imagine they was hot as hell sitting up in here. It took them so long.
Shut that door, woman. I didn't give you permission to exit yet.
Here goes Jeff Bezos.
This is the most pointless opening I have ever seen when they just opened it from the inside.
And really prove a point that divine feminine can only be felt when a man creates a company from scratch to build a rocket, hire the right engineers, and make it happen.
Divine feminine right now.
And when women can feel like we need to do better and be better.
Reminder about how we need to do better, be better. Do better, be better human beings.
Better, be better.
And what do you mean by
Yeah,
that?
what do you mean by that?
What it takes to do what we did.
thank man and be more like the man who sent us to space and got us back down safely. Well, they say thank God because they're emotional people and they don't know anything about history or science, but everyone knows their God was actually Jeff Bezos in this case. So now you can see the true mission of this historical moment. This is the end of feminism, Me Too movements, and all the woke ideologies that were born from it. It doesn't mean the end of women's rights or amazing women doing amazing things. It actually means we are going to reward actually good and smart women over bimbos. It means when there is a court case, we don't blindly side with the women, we investigate fairly. It means when a woman wants to be a CEO, they just have to start their own company. No one is stopping them. It means a fair world where good men and women are rewarded and sissy men and narcissistic queens are punished. Thank you, Mr. Bezos and Blue Origin for the Da Vinci style messaging. Well, now make me a filter on Amazon that says no Chinese product or supplier. Thank you in advance and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
Second, don't you tell me what you think.